Hi. So you want to learn ukulele. It's an amazing instrument to learn on. You know, I tell everybody you have 4 fingers, not including your thumb, and you have 4 strings. So it makes it really easy to get started, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be super easy. And today I'm going to teach you one of the first songs I teach all of my students. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is, like anything else, you want to make sure you have the proper setup and you're set up to practice and be attentive to the instrument and what you're doing. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight, not slouched over. You don't want to have bad posture because that'll affect how you play. And if you're older, you could develop like wrist injuries like carpal tunnels or things like that, where it's you're affecting how your hand and wrist kind of are attached to the ukulele neck when you're playing. So you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. You want this hand to kind of come in like a handshake right behind the ukulele here. The next thing you want to make sure of is, we'll practice a few of these in this first lesson. We're going to do just one chord. So it's pretty easy to get started. We're going to start nice and slow. We're going to focus on one chord. We're going to focus on rhythm. And then in subsequent lessons, we'll get into adding a second chord, adding a third chord, adding a fourth chord. It'll be amazing. Again, you're starting like handshake, coming into the back of the neck right here, just rotating your palm over. And for the purposes of today, once you get more advanced, you can play around and use whatever fingers you want, but we're going to focus on first fret is going to be index finger, second fret is going to be middle finger, third fret is going to be ring finger. And so we're going to just do the ring finger on the third fret, and we're going to be on the string that is furthest away from you, which is the A string. So you're going to go G, C, E, A. Very important. Make sure you tune it as well. If you have an out of tune ukulele, it's going to sound not correct. So make sure that you have a tuner. There are lots of basic tuners out there, but make sure you are in tune before you get started. And we're going to use our ring finger on that third fret. And the fret is the, basically the line, the little metal parts that are coming down in between here and here. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3. So that third fret, you might have a dot there, you might not, like right on the fretboard, but you want to have your ring finger all the way up against that fret wire, right? So you're on that first string, the A string, pushed up against the fret wire, and just use your thumb for now and just pluck that string down. That is a C note. You've played your first note. Now let's strum all 4 of the strings together. Okay, so we're going to do, you can do it with your thumb and just do a down strum, right? And that is a C chord. You can do your thumb and just do down strums, 2, 3, 4, right? Or you can use your index finger when you strum. And I like to tell people to pretend like you're holding a butterfly in your fingers, right? So very gentle with the index finger slightly above your thumb, but the thumb just adds a little rigidity to your index finger. And then when you do your down strums, you're going to use the nail side down to do that. So you're going to go like this, right? The index finger is helpful because then as you develop more complicated strums, you can be using the index finger for the up strums as well. So it's good to get in the habit of trying to use that index finger and, like, again, just gently holding a butterfly. You don't want to be squeezing so you're like hurting your index finger or thumb. Like, you don't want any pressure there. You just want it to be light, like lightly holding a butterfly. You don't want to hurt the butterfly. But you do want to have a little bit of rigidity to that finger as you come down across the strings. So again, we're just going to do simple counts. Again, third fret, ring finger, with the ring finger on that bottom string or the A string, the string that's furthest away from you. And you're just going to do gentle down strums. And so if it sounds like this, you're not putting enough pressure, so you need to, and a good exercise to try is to gently, like, just put your finger on that, anywhere, on the string. It's good as we're practicing the C chord, let's, you know, practice putting it on that 3rd fret of the A string, right? So, and just touch it. It should sound dead like this, right? But as you add a little bit of pressure, you can see it doesn't take a lot of pressure to get that string to ring out. Particularly when you're right against that fret wire. This is a good practice because as you start practicing more and you're a beginner, like your intent is to, I'm gonna push down as hard as possible. And the problem with that is you can actually hurt your fingers. If you're pushing down too hard, you're just hurting your fingers and you're not actually helping the string to ring out. The most important thing is to be right against the fret wire and to just practice, like, just giving it enough pressure so that string is ringing out clearly. It shouldn't be dead, it should be ringing out clearly. But practicing that, just gently applying a little bit more pressure until it rings out is important. All right, so we're sitting up straight. We have our 3rd finger, or ring finger, on the 3rd fret of the A string, the 4th string, the furthest one away from you. Again, holding the butterfly gently and using that index finger with down strums. Ready? We'll just count simply. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You did it. You played your first chord. That wasn't so hard, right? And so now we're going to practice Frère Jacques. Why Frère Jacques? Because it's a song most people know, or some people may know it as Are You Sleeping? But a lot of people know it as in French. It's a song that's a lot of preschools and elementary schools will sing it to sort of introduce a second language a little bit. Some people will sing it in English. Some people will sing it in Spanish. We're going to sing it in all 3. Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Singing is, so a lot of people I know who play, they actually are proficient ukulele players, but they don't sing when they play. And so if you're one of those people, like, this is a good exercise to work on a song like this. It's just one chord. You don't have to worry about chord changes. You don't have to worry about any complicated strums. Just do down strums and practice singing, because singing is so important when you're playing the ukulele. Just to add that second instrument. You're not just playing the ukulele, you are singing along. You are accompanying yourself, right? So we're just going to be at this pace right here. And the cool thing with Frère Jacques is all of the syllables within the song fall when we're singing, right? So it sounds like Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, breathe, dormez-vous, breathe. So I say breathe because there's that one beat where you're not actually singing something. It's like it's what they call a half note, where you're using 2 beats. We don't get into music theory. We're just literally talking about down strums here. So there is that extra down strum after the dormez-vous, the vous, where you're just doing an extra down strum. And so, but every other syllable of the words in both English and French and in Spanish fall on a beat, where you're using a syllable that's aligned with a beat that you're playing here. Make sense? Why don't we get started? Again, take a deep breath. This is fun. Let it out. We're here to have fun. Let's give it a try, shall we? Let's get started. So we're just going to follow a steady beat of 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll start strumming first, right? And so see, I'm keeping a nice steady tempo with my wrist here, not going over, up, and down, like just keeping right above the strings, right below the strings. Nice and steady. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? Down, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start singing in French, shall we? Frère Jacques. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matinas, sonnez les matinas, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Hey, you did it! That was French. Should we try it in English now? I think we should. Let's keep strumming. 1, 2, here we go. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. 2 languages, you got French, you got English. We're holding down a nice steady beat. You're doing awesome. Let's try it in Spanish now. Are you ready? 1, 2, here we go. Martin mío, Martin mío, ¿dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? Suenan las campanas, suenan las campanas, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. You did it! 1 song, 1 chord, 3 languages. And you did it. You got all the way through. If you can't do all the languages, just try the one that you're most familiar with. And if you can't sing and strum because you're just starting out, just practice holding that steady rhythm. And again, you're just going up and down like this. You're not going super far above or below the strings. Try to hold the rhythm nice and steady first. And then when you're comfortable holding that rhythm down, you can start humming or whistling, whatever you're most comfortable with. If singing is too challenging, right? You can and as you get more comfortable, it'll get so much easier. But most importantly, practice. You know, as you practice, it'll get easier. So even just 15 minutes, a few times a week, you will see and people will notice how much better your rhythm is and how much easier it is for you to hold that song down. And you will notice, you will more importantly notice how much easier that is. So I hope you enjoyed this first song. I'm so glad that you chose to start your journey on the ukulele with me here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. But most importantly, keep on strumming.